Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's your boy Omar Kodo. The channel is Real Orlando Living, and today you're tuned into Live in the O. And I'm with.
Oh, your boy, Mr. Right Choice here in the O, and we're back with another episode. So, what we got going on today, Omar?
So we took a week off. I hope y'all listen. I've gotten. I don't know about you, Tremaine, but I love when I get DMs when I'm getting emails on different topics that people want to know about things going on in Orlando. So
Correct,
we
correct.
couldn't get to them all. We couldn't get to them all, but I think we got some good ones today that we need to talk about that are happening today, right in front of our faces. So you want to jump right into it today?
Yeah, man, let's jump right into it today, you guys. I know we on here a little later than usual, but we're gonna dive right into it. So, I've been seeing this on Facebook for a minute now. A lot of people have been talking about this Vegas vibe coming to Orlando, and it's kind of crazy. Usually, me and Omar go through our notes. Usually today, and he sent something over to me, and I was like, man, everybody's been talking about that. Well, let's go. Let's talk about it. So let's bring it up real quick. So let's talk about this real quick. What's this got going on right here, man? That everybody in Orlando I've been seeing on my feed talking about. They can't wait to this to come.
So Orlando has it used to have a very vibrant club scene back in the day. I mean, I know you probably like, nah, not from since I've been here, but in its day, we had Pleasure Island, we had, City Walk has its version of club stuff. Then you had
Mm-hmm.
downtown Church Street, International Drive had dope clubs. I'm about to cuss on this thing, but let me not curse. Um, um, but the club scene, from what I've been gathering, first of all, clubs around the world have been on a decline. But that's not stopping this developer from bringing in what they call in
Yeah.
Cinso Beach Club to Orlando, which is
Senso
supposed to bring
Beach
that
Club,
Miami.
bro. 40,000 square feet, bro. 40,000 square feet. Expansive multi-level Senso Beach Club entertainment complex. It boasts two pools, several bars, a rooftop area, programming throughout the season, and it is highly highlighted by Senso Beach Club resident DJs. Man, this gonna be super lit. Now that's a vibe itself. Like I said, I've been seeing it on Facebook. Like everybody's been talking about it. This is it's bringing entertainment back. And it kind of goes into our next subject, but I love this right here. A lot. What you think about this, man? For like you and your wife and stuff, man. Like this for people that come in town.
Listen, at the end of the day, every now and then we're like, oh, I'm about to be 40 years old, but we still like to do stuff outside. I still like to do stuff outside. So this is an awesome thing. I know for a fact people younger than me are going to have a blast out here. This is going to be super cool. It's everything they're expecting. It's that big old 40,000 square feet is a decent sized area. I mean, it's gonna be several hundred people in there, and I don't know what the ordinance are gonna say, how long they're gonna keep them in there, but it's supposed to be super dope.
Man, now question is, where is this supposed to be located at? Is this downtown?
I think it's over by International Drive, bro.
The question that we're at International Drive, like where let me trying to click on the main part here. Spring, hmm?
It's
Coming
it's
spring.
5720 Central Florida Parkway. Let's
That
bring
looks
that bad
beautiful.
boy up.
Mm.
If we look that up on a map, it's over by. Look at us. I'm glad we went over pre-production notes tonight, huh?
Y'all getting a straight live with us today. Because I just seen this like last week, the week before. Like I seen
Yeah.
this,
So
but
so
go
it's
ahead.
it's on the corner of Central Florida Parkway and International Drive. So it's by SeaWorld. It's behind SeaWorld.
Man, this gonna be nice, man. Like you have more we're getting more and more options now. The crazy thing about this, we've been talking so much about the downtown area, the College Park area. It's a little bit over the Vito, St. Cloud. Now we're hitting over there. Well, when we first talked about that, multiverse, whatever. Now we're going back to that area again with this right here. So as we've been talking about so much, Orlando, Central Florida. Look at this, another location. for entertainment that's not downtown, and we've been hot on downtown for a while. Now we're hitting over there by SeaWorld. That just lets you know how much development that's going on all around Central Florida, and not just so much in the Orlando, like downtown Orlando.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So when people see things like that, let's put it into perspective. They're like, oh, something's coming up. Would you invest in a property in an area, like if you're going to buy a piece of real estate, would you
Hmm.
invest in an apartment or a condo in an area that's not going to do well, that's not going to appreciate in value?
Okay,
So
let's. Are you talking about?
imagine somebody spending, I don't know, this is probably going to cost 20, 25 million to do, probably 20 million to do. If I were to guess, 15 to 20 million. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I'm not a professional developer. If you are, put it down in a comment how much you think it's going to cost to build this thing.
I'm
But
surprised they
they're
didn't
spending,
though.
it's millions. It's millions. This is good. They're going to take a huge um they're going to take a
It's
huge loan to get this thing out there, or if they have a, investors in the back. But they're not going to do that if they don't believe in the area.
100% correct. It's in a good area by SeaWorld. But yes, like you talking about investing in an area that's booming. That question: are you talking about an investor or somebody that just want to purchase somewhere that they can probably flip their stuff in like 5 or 10 years?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is cheaper. Maybe they're doing it for like less than 5 million. I don't know. It's probably less than 5 million. But I'm talking about you. Like let's see how this really works. These are actual people behind this. They're like, hey,
Okay.
the music scene. I mean, the scene in Orlando is hot garbage. That's what they think, right? We need somewhere where we can party. It's always hot in Central Florida. Can you agree?
Yeah. Yes, it
It's
is always hot. Especially we getting to the hot
people
season now.
people are over clubs because if you go to a club right now, it's still like VIP section, VIP. How many VIP sections can you have? But now they're saying, yo, let's bring the pool vibe and the club vibe. I know for a fact there's some promoters that are following me. They're going to be on this, like, oh, I'm already starting to promote on this. But
I don't know
they're
why you
not going to
wouldn't.
invest in something. They're not going to invest in something like this if they don't know they're going to get a return on their dollar. So
Well,
that's a
you
huge investment for the area.
man, that's a huge. Yeah, they don't get in. They're gonna get their investment, their money back, return on investment. Because look at that, you have that. I'm just thinking about the water parks that just came here recently. H2O, you know H2O.
Of course, that's on the other side though. That's on the west
Yeah,
side.
so H2O. So it's not like this, but it's a water park that's making a lot of money. H2O, and then the other one that's over there by what is the one over there? Like you going to the airport over there to the right hand side where you have the line, you can zip line, all the other stuff. Big old water park. You know what I'm talking about? They got a lot of
I
lot
have.
of things you can do in the water.
Are you talking about? There's one in Lake Nona, which is
I think that's what
and there
I think. What it, no, I don't know if it's that one. It's like going to the airports on the
that
right hand.
one's more kiddie and it's hot. It's all right. And then there's another one by the airport on the 528.
That,
It's okay.
but by me saying that is they're coming out with all these different avenues for water for people to get in the water and have fun, either for kids, but not so much grown ups. And this is like a more grown up vibe here that they did. That's why I think over there by SeaWorld having this, I think it's gonna be lit, especially if they're gonna allow you to do nighttime. If they're not gonna like go to like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or something like that, it's gonna be a definitely a vibe for people. Like, hey man, let's go out tonight. Let's go to the pool tonight, whatever. To hear with some nice music, you can sit down. Especially if they can bring food to you by the pool area. This gonna be it's this different. It's bringing more excitement, more people that's staying here in Orlando, well, Central Florida area to do something different. That you don't have to go all the way out to Vegas to see everybody on your social media talking about. You see these roof parties with the at the pool and stuff. Now you can come right in your hometown and go something like this.
You know what I absolutely love about this. You remember Wet and Wild?
So I've been here, well, crazy. I've been here 10 years. So Wet and Wild was transitioning out kinda when I got here. So not really.
Bro, we used to have Wet and Wild here. We used to have Water Mania, and this used to be a thing here. And a lot of people that are from Orlando, they're gonna talk about that. That they used to, I'm Puerto Rican. The Noche en San Juan in Wet and Wild was lit. So the fact that they're bringing us here, you best believe you're gonna catch me over there popping bottles and jumping in the pool. Hopefully that pool isn't gross though.
They're gonna have specialty cocktails and food menu that fuels the party. It also said ultimate day to night offering will be discovered in the exclusive cabanas. That's gonna be nice, complete with overnight quarters, individual pools, and an open area party deck. Man, that's gonna be probably more than $5 million, bro.
Well, I'm looking at the people who are building it right now, and 5 million is a lot. 5 million is a lot. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Share this with a friend. Let them know that we went over it. If you got something to add to it, put it in the comments. Let us know exactly what you're thinking. If you're gonna go, I would like to know in the comments.
All right, so now let's transition to this because I think it goes well with this. So one of my buddies sent this over to me, um, talking about basically how is Orlando walkable?
Ooh.
Um, is Orlando walkable? Is how Where are we ranked right now in the U.S. as a walkable city? Meaning, as in, can you fly into Orlando right now, pick a hotel area, and walk to restaurants, things to do? Can you do that? There's only not. Let me pull it up real quick, you guys. Like, we have like crazy articles that come out that be actually true. You'll never really even think about it. So one of my buddies sent me this here. My boy Kevin, um, he sent me this. He always be getting stuff all the time, and I think I came across it anyway. Orlando is the least walkable city in the country. Study says study. They should flip that around, but whatever. What do you think about that? Is that very is that is that powerful message right there? The least walkable city in the country. What do you think about that? Or are you looking up some stuff real quick? This if to
No, no, no.
validate that.
No. I'm looking. First of all, least in the whole United States.
That's what it said. I don't know about
That's
that,
a
but I'm just saying.
crazy. That's a
It's from,
crazy assertion.
but it's coming from
But
Orlando Weekly. It's not like Orlando Weekly putting out no just some clickbait stuff. You know that.
no, no, no. I believe it. I mean, Orlando Weekly. Shout out to Chloe Greenberg. That's who did the article. Shout to you. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and believe this because when the first thing when somebody from New York or up north that I'm like, hey, what kind of car do you have? Because one, you're gonna need a car. It's not like you can sit like a lot of people are used to coming to major metros and they're able to get in the city and they can move in and around the city and not worry about using a car. And you can't say
Hmm.
that about Orlando. No matter where you're gonna go, you got a 30-minute trip ahead of you. That's just what it is out here. I think Houston has a similar issue.
Yeah, so this article states that it will take 11 hours and 19 minutes to walk the 31 miles between five landmarks uh, and landmarks. Universal Islands Adventure Studios. Why they even have that on there? That's kind of weird just to have all the theme parks. But when I was talking to him about it, it is true. As I mentioned earlier, so I get a good example. Chicago. My buddy said it's like Chicago. When you go to Chicago, you can go. I
Hmm.
think it's downtown area, whatever. He said you can get a hotel, and you don't have to. You can walk to everywhere. Go on a ferry, everything in Chicago, walkable distance. Here in Orlando, we technically do not have that. 'Cause everything is based off resorts. You got resort fees, or you got Airbnbs, which none of that stuff is actually walkable anywhere. So
Oh, if you in the Airbnbs, you out there.
yes, so the one good thing that we have, if you've been following us, you guys, we're talking about a lot is about our downtown Orlando. Once downtown Orlando gets all the way developed up, you would be able to go into a hotel downtown Orlando and baby spend your whole weekend downtown Orlando once everything gets developed. In my opinion, from the district that they're building, you got College Park, you can take an Uber there depending on where you stay, and all the stuff that's getting developed in downtown Orlando. I think it'd be better. It would be walkable because you don't have to actually go to I-4. If you don't care about Disney, Universal, I think downtown would be the spot. Once everything gets done with the next 5 to 8 years, I think that'll be one of the locations because right now I can't think of not one spot that you can just stay at and you can walk everywhere. What about yourself? What do you think?
So, well, let's talk about what Orlando is. First of all, we have in Florida, we have zero state income tax. How do you think we sustain that from the state of Florida?
Them
It's
stupid toll
because
roads.
our major economic driver is tourists. We make all of our money from tourism. That it pays for so much that it allows us the freedom to not have income tax. But as a result, what happens? Disney came. Do you think Disney wants you to walk over to Universal? Do you think
No,
Disney wants you to walk over to Joe Blow's? Disney is all about experience. They want to keep you in the Disney experience. So they're going to keep you in Disney Springs. They're going to keep you in the resort. They're going to have all the food in there. People who come in to the airport of Disney, they'll go to Disney Report. They won't leave Disney, and they go back to the airport and they're out. So Universal wants the same thing. They want you to go into one of their hotels. They're like, hey, we have everything here. If you want to go into International Drive, that's cool. But they don't control any of that. And that means they're trying to control each one of their dollars. So as far as the tourism is concerned, for people who are visiting, which is that's kind of I think where they're basing this on. Yes, they don't want that because they want you to walk their facilities. That's why they added it takes 11 hours to walk Universal. And Universal, there's a Universal sec reading this, and they're like, I did
yeah,
that.
because all the because basically everything that they just posted on there was it was all theme parks. But it goes back to earlier because even when I just asked you, can you think of one spot? You couldn't you really couldn't think of one spot because basically you turned it towards basic tourism and people gonna go. You either gonna go to Disney, you're gonna walk all over Disney. You're gonna go to Universal. You're gonna walk at Universal. The average person that goes to Universal Disney gonna be there from all day, especially if you got kids. If you go to Disney, you're gonna stay there till nighttime to see the fireworks. So I'm assuming they're basing it off that. Because if you go to I-4, but I-4 is not an all day thing. But if you go to I-4, there is a couple of things to do because they have built up where the what do you call that area? Where the kid. Well, I hate to say that. I ain't gonna say that. What is that area called right
Mm.
there? By Mangoes, other street from Mangoes. That vibe right there. They got where you can they got places to eat, got some games and stuff you can do.
Oh,
Where
where
the
the
bowling
Orlando
alley is.
where the Orlando
Yes,
Icon
that
Park.
Icon Park right there. That vibe is really good, but that's only a nighttime. It's not something that. Well, let me run it too. Oh
Well, that's a
well,
prime example. Their their competitor to Disney and Universal. That's the developer. I believe that's Chuck Whittle that did that. He's a local developer. He's trying to get his money. That used to be something else. They went in and they demolished it and they created Orlando Eye. Each down the international drive, there's a bunch of developers. They all getting that piece of um, that tourism money. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't neighborhoods that are walkable. When I think of walkability neighborhood, the first neighborhood that comes to mind, the very first one, is Baldwin Park. To me, Baldwin Park is one of the most walkable neighborhoods in
yes,
Central
it
Florida. It
is.
used to be the old naval base.
It's nice. 'Cause my homeboy used
You
to
could
live out there. Yeah, nice vibe.
exactly. You could buy a house in Baldwin Park. You can go to the park there. You can go. You can go on runs, or you can go down the line, and they got very decent restaurants there. If you live in Baldwin Park, you can stay in Baldwin Park.
Okay, Lorette Park is like that. You number two
That's my number two. That was what I was about to bring up.
because you got
Lawyer Park, which
Canvas.
is a
Canvas. If
yep,
you walk a little bit, it's a little bit further walk. You go over there. I don't know over there where I guess the Boxy Park.
Boxy Park,
Are you
fire
up there?
area.
Uh, it's walkable if you want to walk because you just go up a little street. But yes, Laura Park is two. What would be number three then? I can't think of
Ooh,
a number three. So
ooh. When I
he just
get
said you
past
guys Baldwin Park is walkable. It's technically walkable,
yes,
and Lower
yes.
Park is definitely walkable. What's the third one that would definitely be walkable? Is
Oh
anywhere in Winter
my
Park like
goodness.
that?
I would consider yeah, but now you're talking
I would
money,
consider
right? So
Baldwin Park and Winter Park. It's kind of close to each other.
well, the price point's a little different. I think the Baldwin Park probably median price points in the $800,000 to $900,000 range. Winter Park median price points in the $1 to $1.1 million
Oh,
range.
hold on one second. I don't know what neighborhood it would be, but over there on Restaurant Road, there's some neighborhoods over there that you can technically
That
walk.
as Dr. Phillips.
What DP? Yeah, DP. I just called it. Yeah, DP. There's some
Yeah,
neighborhoods over
I'm
there.
not
You
I'm
know,
not I'm not giving them that. Nope. I'm not giving them that. There's no way they're not walking that. They're taking their nice Bentley and driving right over to Coronas and eating there,
so
or
okay, well
or
that
moving
has
over
it.
to Eddie V's.
Well, we have it. There's only two communities, which is kind of sad how big Central Florida is. We
No,
only
no,
got
no. The
what
third
is
one I give a good decent walkability score is Winter Park itself, but it's very expensive. But it's Winter Park. You could
what
live in
part
Winter
in Winter
Park,
Park?
man. You could Park Ave. Anywhere in Winter Park, you could walk up and you can be close to a decent restaurant or decent something decent.
Hmm. Me, I'll probably get Laura Park #1 instead of Baldwin for me. Because Laura Park, it's a pretty cool vibe. And then you got Canvas. They got good food in there, good
Well,
vibe.
I didn't rate it as far as what we like. I mean, let's be clear. That's the first thing that came to mind when I think of walkability.
But
Like, hey,
if I
everything's
rated
pretty
off
close.
if I rated the three, just myself, I'd probably put Laura Park #1 only because I like the vibe. It's pretty cool. Baldwin Park has got
You
some
know,
great vibe too as well. It's definitely walkable. Nice scenery, but I'll probably say Laura Park for me. Nice vibe.
in the middle of this, somehow I think I got to shout out Hunter's Creek because I got one of my followers, one of my subscribers keeps telling me, "Hey, you guys love Lake Nona, wait Hunter's Creek." Oh, another one I forgot about, Celebration. Why didn't we talk about Celebration? What the heck is going on?
Oh, Celebration is dope. Celebration is
Hello.
nice. I don't go out to Celebration that much, but I think I had two closings in Celebration. It's definitely Celebration is nice though. It's like low key, like we don't really. Well, that's the first time we were bringing up Celebration while we've been doing this for this long. Celebration is nice, definitely walkable for sure.
Yeah, eventually we'll come up with I'll definitely come up with a better one and bring up what all the cool things that are happening in Celebration.
Okay, then so you guys, you comment below, like Omar said, is Orlando walkable? Like, if you think so, where's it ranked at? All the cities, all the states here in the United States, they say we're the least for some odd reason. When we just named a couple of places that you could stay at, and it's definitely walkable. But let's transition to
You can
this.
live there.
Let's transition to this little hot topic here. That's been going crazy, and I think it's very good. We could talk about it. Let's talk about power bill and solar panels real quick, you guys. Power bill. Let's talk about solar panels. Comment below real quick and tell us: do you have solar panels? Do you not have solar panels, or have you been thinking about getting solar
Ooh,
panels? What's your thoughts on this, Omar? Let's talk. Let's get into this. What's your thoughts on this solar panel thing?
man, you know what? Shout out to all the solar panel salespeople. I know I got some clients that are solar panel salespeople. I got some colleagues of mine that are in that business. It's quick money. Um, you know, I'm on a stance where I am not a fan of solar panels. I know,
Me
call me
neither.
crazy. I'll probably get kicked for this, but from a real estate perspective, it is very, very difficult to sell homes with solar panel and think you're getting your money back. You know, it's
Big
always, hey,
facts.
we
Facts. Facts.
it
Facts.
it's always they have money that they owe on the solar panels, like, and they buy them from 30, 40, $50,000. They're paying on them every month, and then they're like, hey, I want the buyer to pay that off. And the buyer's like, what the heck? I don't even care about solar panels like that. So it turns into this weird negotiation where, hey, you need to pay it off or the buyer needs to be approved for that loan. So it changes the value a lot of property. So that has, from a real estate perspective, it's somewhat of a nuisance.
Yeah.
From a
So for me, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you finish. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he is 100% correct. By us being homeowners, it's crazy the phone calls that we get to get solar panels on our home. I only had one situation that I have had. I sold a home that had solar panels, and only reason it went in my favor, and he added the solar panels to the appraisal, is because he had solar panels. He had solar panels, and he said he felt that it was beneficial. So it was in my favor. But majority of the time, that does not happen. And the reason I want to bring this topic up because of last year, where I stay in the Paca area, in our area, our power bill went up 30%. 30% in our area. Our
What?
power bill was going up like crazy. So in my neighborhood, we have a group chat. We have a not a group chat. We got a Facebook group, and everybody, I had to go in there, and other people talking about have they seen a super increase in their power bill. Our power bill was going from $150 to 500 some dollars a month, 550, close to $600 a month. That is ridiculous. That's what we was getting hit with last year, and the reason they said that is because there was building so much in the Apaca area that they had to make an increase into all the residential's power bill. Now, the crazy thing about that, you know how I got all these statistics here, the 30% and how much they are paying? Because the solar panel people will come in our neighborhood, knocking on our doors and giving us the statistics and saying, hey, have you seen a rise in your power bill? Because we got notice that you guys went up 30% in your power bill. What she was correct when we did research on it. It definitely was true. So basically, everybody in my neighborhood was thinking about solar panels because of the price of our power bill for that. It was about probably a 5 or 6 month period of time. But it doesn't really make sense actuality when you start factoring the money because, as he said earlier, it costs $30,000 to $50,000 for solar panels. Mind you, in 10 years, what do you got to do in 10 years with those solar panels, Omar?
You got to bring them down and put a new roof.
That and you got to replace some. So if anything happens to
They go
your
bad.
roof, they go bad, bro. They got to go up there. They got to fix that, or they may have to fix the roof. So you got to take it apart. You got to buy a whole nother part for that. Like it gets super expensive, and it doesn't really weigh out to. It depends on your your power. Now, I'm not gonna lie. If you have the money to buy them outright up front, okay, that actually does probably it could definitely work in your favor because you don't pay no power bill at all. You don't pay a little bit to the power company, but majority of people are financing them. So you're financing $50,000 into your home. So for instance, you guys, if you don't really understand that, so say for instance your house is, let me say you owe $300,000 on your home, but your house is worth 500. That's $200,000 you make. Let's do little easy numbers. But you got solar panels that you just got a month ago, and you're like, I want to sell my house, but I want to make $300,000. But you forgot that you got solar panels that's $50,000. So with that $50,000 now, you wanted to bring home like, hey Omar, I want to bring home $300,000. That's what I want to break. That's what I want to make. You only got 200,000 equity, but you just bought solar panels for $50,000. Guess what, you guys? Now you're gonna bring home $250,000 because you owe $50,000 and you just got solar panels last month. And I don't really think that these guys that's coming to you, knocking on your door, telling you that you want solar panels, that the solar panels actually goes against you when you sell your home with the equity, and also is a lien too as well. Depends on it. It's a lien.
Well, the average Americans, I mean, it went up from 7 years to now 11 years. They spend on average 11 years in their property. So how does that make sense? You're still going to be paying on that. If you buy it today, you're going to be moving within the next 11 years. That's a conservative estimate. You get what I'm saying? Because people are moving, and I know they're acting like, well, interest rates are low, so people are going to stay longer. It doesn't matter. I
People are
mean,
moving.
they're high. People are still moving. Not only that, man. I mean, if by the way, if you are a solar panel salesman or you know one, share this with them or comment down below what your thoughts are on this. But a lot of people don't know how solar panels work.
They
A
don't.
lot of people think that, hey, I got solar panels, I can power my house off that, right? That's not how solar panels work. The solar panels take in the solar energy, I mean, creates whatever energy and sells it back to the power
Our power
company.
cut.
So you basically get a credit. So you
100% correct.
so even if a lot of people think that, hey, if I just get solar panels, if the light goes out, I mean, I could just survive with the solar panel. Negatron. You need a whole different system, the battery backup, the whole nine to get that to work, and then that's gonna be more money.
And listen to this. So my neighbor, he has solar panels. A lightning strike hit, and guess what? It knocked his whole house down. His solar panels weren't even working. So they had to come back. They had to come to his house and had to refix every single thing.
No.
Bro, we had bad lightning strike last year, and it messed up a couple of people's stuff. And one of his house got messed up. Had to come out and fix his stuff, solar panels. And then two, you guys, they come. So they give you this estimate from your power bill. So it depends. Like everybody is different. So they're gonna give you all them panels depends on how much power do you need for your house. Everybody is different. So if you want to get a pool, they always ask you if you want to get a pool. You may get a pool 3 years later from now, but they're going to tell you, they'll advise you to get enough solar panels to cover the pool 3 years from now. And then 3 years from now, you might not even get a pool. So guess what? For 3 years, you've been paying all this extra money for solar panels that you thought you was going to get a pool. And then guess what? Like as mentioned, Omar just said, now you want to move. I've been dealing with
No,
how
but
many
we're not moving. There's no way. We're not
bro,
moving.
everybody want to. You know why people want to move? Because a lot of people want to move somewhere that was affordable. So they move super far, somewhere least desirable light. And now they came to realization like I'm driving way too far, or I can get something better for this. And guess what? It's been less than 5 years, and now you want to move, and then you get solar panels your first 3 months into that new place, which a lot of people has been doing. In my neighborhood, I've seen people get solar panels as soon as they sign the door, they get solar panels in 2 months. They just moved in. How can you even factor in that? You don't know how much power that you're going to use in that house. You can't base it off the previous person. You don't know how they live.
So, this is not to completely crap on all just solar panels. I mean, this is like a discussion that's being had all over the place. Now, I don't want to act like solar panels don't bring value because they do. I sold a house for almost $900,000 a couple months ago, and I saw one for $620,000. Both of those property, one of them had 60 panel, and the new owner appreciated that there was zero power bill and it was paid off. That means they're moving in there. That $300, $400, $500 that they're gonna pay, they pay nothing. That saves them
That's a
three hundred
win.
dollars a month. So as a new homeowner, whoo, you're getting a dub. But we had the appraiser had to use, it limited our appraisal. We had to use other properties that had solar panels on them, and there just isn't enough sample data to attest to that value.
Oh, that's really good though. Yeah, you sound like me. Mine was 460 with solar panels over there on the east side. When I sold, and the only reason I got it to 460 because he just believed in solar panels. If he didn't believe in solar panels, it wouldn't have been at four. It wouldn't have been at 460. So it
Yeah,
really
so
just
out of there was a $50,000 system. I think we got like 25,000 in value out of it, which is pretty decent.
yes.
Because you're not spending $50,000 on a kitchen and getting that back like that. You know what I mean? Or are you?
No, no. I don't want people to think solar panels are like pools. If you put a pool in, you're gonna get value for your pool. Solar panels, you're not gonna get no value like that in the solar panels like you get in a pool.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Pools are interesting. So in my area, a pool could be $100,000 swing. Doesn't that sound crazy?
What, $100,000 swing?
That same house is
Wow,
$100,000 less because it has a pool.
wow, that's a big jump.
It
Yeah.
can or can't. Market is crazy. Market is crazy. It depends, man.
So
Pools
that
are
mean
super.
so I'm assuming that you got comps in your neighborhood from a house that has a pool with the same comps as the other one, and it's the $100,000 or close difference. That does make sense. Then that means they can validate all that then easy because sometimes some people get pools and think it's up 100 or 200,000, but if you don't got nobody in the neighborhood that they can validate that and say okay then that this pool is actually bringing this difference in your appraisal or value, it's kind of hard to really justify. But at the end of the day, pools do bring you money. They are expensive though.
It depends. Again, that's not a blanket statement. Like it depends on the price point of the house,
Or in the
and B,
area.
the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, area is a big. I'm giving you a very specific area location. That's not
You ain't no
everybody's.
you ain't
And
no veto though.
correct. Well, there's other places where a pool will only get you 30 grand.
Yeah. Oviedo definitely. Oviedo is not cheap. I can tell you that right now. Oviedo is very it's nice. Oviedo is nice. Oviedo is nice, a nice area. I definitely can tell you that. I guess a whole vibe itself. It's a whole city itself. You guys go check out Omar. He got a video. You do got a video of Oviedo, right?
Thank you for that. Thank you for the shout out. Woo, last week, no HOA.
Yeah. So I'm about to say
Videos
he
doing
lives
what
on.
good numbers.
I'm about to say he does. I said he do all these tours. He better did Oviedo. That's where he live.
I've done several videos in Odevito, man. I got the one I did last week. I did showing a new build. Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
really.
On a side note, let's get off. Man, listen. You can build a house for $850,000. How much do you think that house is worth?
I think you told me that 3 million,
No, hey, whoa. Pump the brakes. Jesus, 3 million.
two
No, bro.
million.
1.8, 1.8, 1.8,
I was
1.8.
correct. 2 million. I remember. Okay, yeah. Oh, 2 million. I said two hundred
Yeah,
thousand
that's
dollars off.
crazy.
Hey,
That's crazy.
look. While we're on this topic, real quick, you guys, we'll end on a high note. It's summertime. It's summertime coming up. Get off your feet. Get off your feet. If you're thinking about buying or selling, get off your feet. I'm telling you right now. People are missing out on opportunities because they want to listen to their friends or they reading too much into the news. Get away from that. If you're thinking about buying or selling, reach out to us so we can actually break it down for you guys and let you know, and so we can guide you into finding your home or selling your home. Because I have a couple of buyers that was dragging their feet when new construction was at 4.99 and they can get in something they really like. It disappeared 2 months later. So get off your feet, you guys. You know, people are still buying every single day. People are still selling every day. Even though the rates are not where we wanted to be, you know what? The statistics are saying that we're doing great. People are still buying. Millenniums are a lot of the ones that's buying a lot of homes right
Millennials,
now.
millennials,
Who? God doggy.
millennials.
You know what I mean. That's why you on here. But that's why he's on here. But yes, you guys, get off your feet, man. Like it's still a great time. I got a couple of
Hey,
people that's trying to
shout
buy and
out,
sell. Go
shout
ahead.
out to Mr. Benjamin Reza, Mr. Benjamin Reza, who got on one of my comments talking about why are we telling people to buy when the interest rates are so high? You're trying to get these people into something they can't afford. I'm like, and shout out to Andrew Webb, one of my preferred lender. He goes, educated the gentleman on, hey, by the way, by you saying you're not going to buy because of the rate, if you wait 2 years, how much more you think the house is going to be?
The houses have not been going down.
They're not going down. How much? So if say the rates do go down, how low do you think they're going to go? They're
well,
not going back to 2021.
let's put this in perspective here. So so basically he said that why are we telling people to buy that they can't afford? Is that am I correct?
Why? Yeah. Why are we telling them at a time now where the rates are so high and they can't afford the properties?
So technically, let's go. Let's look. I have to be. I don't want to be no butthole. So you think a lender would basically approve this person and look at their finances and tell them that they can afford something they can't afford? Let's be real technical. Yeah, the rates are high, but let's be reasonable here. A lender's not going to approve you if you can't afford it. And two, that's on them. If a lender say they can approve for $500,000 and they want to get a $500,000 house, and they know they can only really afford a $350,000 house, whose fault is that at the end of the day? I didn't force them to do nothing. They knew exactly what you know exactly what your budget is. The lender told you to approve of 500,000 and told you what that payment is, and you know exactly what you can afford. Now I can guide you and ask you and say, "Hey, are you comfortable paying $4,000 a month?" If you say yes, I'm like, okay. But if you know you can only afford $3,000 a month or 2,500, I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, Mr. Lender, what does $2,500 look like? $2,500 a month look like? I know they approve 500,000, but they want to pay $2,500 a month. What's your thoughts on that,
So
Amor?
so that yeah, that's exactly right. So the comment said, "Hey, I appreciate the breakdown. Allow me to present a different point of view. In this scenario, if this scenario makes sense, renting and your rent is equal or greater than your mortgage payment. So renting and be you know,
That's
it's
a
going to
tough
the
one.
diatribe.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
If
That's
you're
a tough one. It's like,
well,
yeah,
it's I don't think it is. I think that the average rent right now, average, is $2,000 a month.
higher than that. Ugh.
If you're looking for a 4 bedroom house, you're at $2,500 a month
Bro,
that you're
you in
gonna
a
be paying.
3,000 some dollars a month 4 bedroom. For most people,
So
areas.
what are we?
Go
So
ahead.
okay, yes, you're not paying. Your payment might be $3,500 a month. Let's put it that way. But that's your payment. That's your principal reduction. That's your ownership. You get that equity. Could you rent for less? Probably,
In
but
a less
it's
desirable
not.
area.
and it's not going to be as good. Exactly, it's not going to be as good of an area. So you show me that, and I'll be like, okay, I'm backing off. But
So
I've seen what this does.
so the question, the real thing at the end of the day with this is that argument, that rental, location, 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 location. Majority of people want to live in a location that they can't really afford, so it makes it harder. It makes it harder for us agents to help them out because they actually want to live in a certain area and not realizing that certain area has a higher price point now no, after COVID. So people got to come to realization as in, well, I probably can drive a little bit this farther, drive this far to work. When they start getting in that
Or
mindset, they're good.
hey, maybe I can't get the house that has the perfect kitchen,
Yes, that
or
too.
maybe I do need to put some work into the house.
100% correct. I maybe don't need a 4 bedroom. There's only two of us. I just need a 3 bedroom.
I'm gonna point this out there. Every house I've bought personally has needed work. I've never bought a house at the top of the market. My strategy has always been buy one of the cheapest house in one of the most expensive neighborhoods.
That means it probably need a
Location
little bit work.
first. Yeah, location first. Condition is like third or fourth on the way down. Because if I get the right location, I know I'm gonna get the right.
Makes sense. Yeah, so the rent versus buying now. Hey, as you guys see on social media, you do not see too many people talking about should you rent or buy. You don't really see that too. You don't see it too much. Yeah, it does equal out. I'm not gonna lie, the mortgage and some rent, but it depends on location and it depends on if you want to be a homeowner, make it work. You just got to make it
The
work. Find
argument
it.
the argument was never you're gonna pay less in a mortgage than you pay rent. That used to be like that,
Well, yeah,
but
it was.
not recently. That hasn't been the argument.
I think to now it really shows people that, man, I just want to own my house regardless. People just want to be a homeowner or they want to live in a different area. I think it's going to that instead of I gotta convince you that rent is you gotta do that. Hey, do you want to rent or do you want to own? I don't think we gotta do any of that really anymore. I think people just want to just be home owner. They want to have their own. They want to write their check for their own self now, not to nobody else.
They don't want to do that because they seen one of their family members cash an equity check and then buy a boat or go on a dope vacations. They're like, I own a house, I could do that.
Big facts, big facts. Especially if you bought it at the right time. Yeah, like a lot of people that's been pre-COVID. If you bought a house pre-COVID and after COVID, people got fat checks because they equity went from here all the way up here, just like that. And you can do the same thing too. It's gonna take a little bit
So
longer, but hey, just get in the right time.
to put a bow tie on that real quick. I am such a staunch supporter of home ownership because I've seen and also experienced the advantages of owning real estate. When you own the place that you live, the amount of advantages that you get is the true way we build wealth. I've seen it happen. I've been doing this for 9 years. I've seen it happen time and time and time again. When I first got into business, nobody was buying real estate like that. The boom happened, and just far outweigh the disadvantages. That's why I will tell people, hey, make sure you get the house right now. Go get what you need.
Big facts, man. Big facts. So yeah, man. I'm glad the person wrote that, man. It's definitely a good discussion to go into. Because a lot of people do be saying, "Well, I need to buy for it's the same price." And you always want to own your own stuff. It's a lot of advantages, like he said. One advantage. I just want to say just one. It's weird, but I want to say, if you're late on your mortgage, you don't get kicked out your house. But if you're late on but if you're late on your rent, you get evicted. And that's just I'm gonna keep it
Listen,
simple. I'm gonna keep it simple as that.
that's a huge advantage. I mean, some people the money don't look right on the first every time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you get
There's some
evicted. Oh,
grace.
let me go detail that. You can be late on your rent, but after like the 15th or the 10th, they're gonna send you a notice for eviction in the same month. With your mortgage, you can be late and pay the next month. They're not gonna hound you like that. You gotta catch up. But that's a huge. There's way more difference. There's way more benefits to this. I just want to use that because it's just super simple to say. There's a lot of a lot of people struggling and stuff like that, and and they want to see that eviction notice every month because you pay late. So just want to give you that right there. And then I'm gonna give you two. The other two, it's basically a house is a savings. It's basically your savings account. It's basically a savings account for you guys. Even though you paying that $3,000 a month, you just depositing, 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 depositing. So if you look at, man, basically, your mortgage is savings because that's where that equity comes in at over time that you build up.
Uh, was it Denarek M. Forbes, PA? I like the PA in the back says there are more programs from homeowners than renters. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
For example, homesteading. Homesteading is a huge one. You like you alluded to, you can't just get kicked out of your house. They're going to have to go through a formal process with the state now, with the court, to even try to take that house for you because you have an automatic right to it as your homestead.
And also, if you actually need more help, you can get an attorney to help you out to keep your home. What attorney you gonna go to talking about you need to keep your rental property? That's not even yours. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just wanting to speak facts to you guys so you can kind of change your mindset. Any more comments you got?
No, thank you for the comment. That's exactly right. We're going to always preach. I'm not in the business of preaching home ownership. A lot, my clientele already know the advantages of home ownership. They're calling me for
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? They know
Yeah,
uh,
correct. Yeah,
they're
you
moving their
never
money from one real estate access to the next real estate asset.
100% correct. You're not gonna see me and Omar doing no thing about choose your rents or buy or we're gonna do a first time home buyer workshop. You're not gonna see neither one of us doing that because as he mentioned, majority of people that hit us up, I don't have to convince them. They either already bought before, they want to either upgrade, downgrade, or people want they say I want to buy a house now. I'm ready. It's either one of them two. There's no convincing. I don't got to convince nobody to buy a house. All I got to do is sit down with them, break down some numbers, send them to the lender. The lender tell me this. We're flying. We're good to go. Go
Cor-
find a house.
Correct. Oh, well,
There's no.
interest rates are high. You know what's crazy? If you look at these interest rates, we had them back in 2015, 16, and 17, but nobody was talking about interest rate back then. You
What
know,
the, I can go really back in the day when in 2000 1990s there was in the nines and tens. In the 80s it was historically higher than this. Only thing difference is the houses were cheaper. That was the only thing different. Rates have always been they had been high before. Our homes are
but
just
that was
gone.
relative. Your daddy was making $45,000 a year, looking like a baller.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
he was in the
I'm
military.
well. I'm not even talking. Not your specific daddy. I'm just talking about in general.
Oh,
Like our parents are making $45,000 a year. We're like, man, this is such a great living where you can't do that no more. Now they're making 75, 80, $90,000 a year.
yeah.
So,
And watch
you
our
know,
last episode. We discussed that about how much money you should make here in Central Florida. So just go watch that last video. We talked about that, you guys. So a lot of stuff that we've been talking about is in our previous video. So definitely check out Mr. Right Choice or Full Time Agent, and go check out my boy Omar Real Orlando Living channels on YouTube. Go like, subscribe, share both of ours. We're usually on YouTube. I mean Facebook every single week. We did miss week. We
every
have
week.
missed a couple of every week. We did miss last week. If you see us missing a week, that is something we had going on. We'll be right back the next week. So you're never gonna see us miss back to
Well,
back.
let's talk about what we had going on. We missed a week because it was your wife's birthday, and then
No, it
we
was
missed
your
a week because it
that
was
was
my
your
wife's birthday. No, I'm talking about before when we missed a week.
oh
It
yeah,
was,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was for
yeah.
your wife's birthday, and then we missed for my wife's birthday. We family men. We love our wives, man.
Yeah,
We're here for them. So if we miss, it's because we trying to take care of the house. Let's be clear.
yeah, but man, there's a lot. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on, you guys. And the one thing he did not mention, because the topic of this is $16 billion $16 billion is put in
We're
Orlando.
gonna have to change. We're gonna have to change this whole title. We're gonna change this whole title because this did not work for this. It's okay. We can cover that next week. No big
We
deal.
talked about a little billions of dollars, not no billions. We talked about
No,
some
no.
millions.
Yeah. I need to go in on that. There's some specific projects. Next week we're going to talk about the amount of projects that are getting done here within the next 7 to 8 years that are going to change the face of Orlando as you know it. And
You
I
got
can't
some?
wait to show you how
Is one of them Sunrail?
Sunrail's one of them.
Yeah,
That's right.
I just seen that. So $1.4 billion or something, some 10 years.
Well,
I seen that. That's one of them.
So
But I was trying to look up everything when you put that up. I know a lot of money's coming in downtown Orlando. I know it's a couple of $1 billion, but the 16 billion I had to Google. I know it's a lot of money coming here. Multiverse, I mean, that got to be way up there too as
no, no, no.
well.
I'm not even talking about private investment. We're talking about from the public, from FDOT into that's just an infrastructure alone. That's
Really?
not talking. Yes, that's just infrastructure alone. So I can't wait to show you that. We'll go more in depth into that next week. If you're really excited about that, DM me, send me an email, info@realorlandoliving.com. You know how to find me, Omar Cotto Real Estate on Instagram. Let's go, baby. I got some
Yeah.
information for you.
Yeah, you guys follow your boy, Mr. Right Choice. We'll see you guys next week. Hit up Omar. He's the man. He goes around here with his tight shirts on and stuff. With all his videos. So I'll be back on the scene one of these days. But I like this little vibe here behind the camera and going live with my boy Omar. But hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. We love all you guys. Thanks for all the comments, the DMs. Keep on showing us love. Show us if anything that you want us to talk about, elaborate on. Send it to us, guys. We'll talk about it, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.